Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Riverside Theater's Backstage Chat, a podcast where we get to talk to some of the artisans who perform on our stage. Today, I'm thrilled to have, as a co-host, Kevin Quillinen, who is the Director of Theater Education here at Riverside, and the director of the production we'll be talking about, which is Legally Blonde, the musical, which will be on our Stark stage, or main stage, from July 18th and 19th. And we have four of the great and very talented performers in the show with us to talk. Kevin, why don't you introduce them to us?
All right. Well, we have Ellie Palm over here, who is playing Elle Woods in the show. We have Giselle Fernandez here, who is playing Paulette in the show. We have Timothy Sico, who is playing Professor Callahan. And last but not least, we have Caitlin Simmons, who is going to be playing Brooke Wyndham in the show.
Which is great. Ellie's playing Elle.
Yes.
And she's the role that was portrayed by Reese Witherspoon in the film, which was a huge hit. Mm-hmm. And they turned that into a musical in 2007.
Yes.
And Paulette, the character Giselle plays, is this snap and
Bend and snap.
And if there's a mean guy,
the villain,
it's the Timothy character.
Tim.
He's playing Professor Callahan, who he hires Elle because he really doesn't believe that she has the wherewithal to help
get
Brooke,
out
who
of
has been
situation.
accused of murder.
What? Me?
And he doesn't think that she can do it, but she really surprises everyone.
She does. Mm-hmm. She does, and that's what is wonderful about the show, and that's one of the reasons why I chose this show, because for one thing, whenever I'm looking at shows to choose, I look to see, what could fit the students that we have. I also, though, I really do listen to these guys when they tell me some stuff that they are interested in.
Yes, a vote in this?
Not a vote, but I'm always listening. I'm always hearing of like the things they're interested in. So we're trying to gear it towards that. And this year, Legally Blonde is one we've circled a couple years. It almost became last year's show, but this year just felt right. It's a very female-heavy cast, and we have a lot of some very, very, very strong females, many of whom, like the three lovely ladies on this couch, have all graduated, and so this essentially is their last show with us. But maybe not.
Maybe not.
We shall see. So it seemed like a show. It seemed like a really nice send-off for all of them, because there's many others who are seniors who are also in the show. It also, though, has very strong male parts for people like Timmy and for others in the cast, and it's just a really strong ensemble. There's a lot of roles all throughout. So it just felt like a very good, very fitting show. It's a very fun, very bright, very pink show, which is very, very summery and very fun for the summer, and also the message of it is great, because Elle Woods is not like really a stereotypical like dumb blonde, as they even say that in the script, but like she is not just like a ditz. She is not like. She is interested in her own things. She's interested in fashion and other things, but she still has a brain about it, and we see that demonstrated in many different ways. And using her brains and using her skills is what really helps solve it. It's not about her, finding like her Prince Charming or anything like that, as much as finding herself. She thinks it's about finding her Prince Charming. She goes to Harvard chasing after an ex-boyfriend, but then in the end she finds a little bit more about herself, and that she's a lot stronger and smarter than she even thought she was. And so it's a beautiful story.
And this is not a junior version or a kids version. It is a full-length 2-hour musical with the music and the dancing and the story that everyone has seen in the movies, if not seen the Broadway production.
And we always like to tout that, you know, our aims here at Riverside for our students, for our education program, is to give them as much of a professional experience as we can, utilizing the professional stage, utilizing our designers and all of our technicians who run all of the main stage shows and all the professional shows throughout. But additionally for this show, since it's more true than ever, because since Riverside did this show in 2019, we are actually utilizing most of the same costumes, set pieces, props as we did before. So they really are getting to do a lot of, you know, what one of our professional shows did. I mean, even in terms of just figuring out some of the transitions, we're looking at the archive video from before to try and match it up and using it to see who's in which costumes at which time. So, I mean, they really are, we're recreating in many ways, not putting our own spin on it and their own spin on it, but also, like, the chance that they're getting to wear the same costumes that the professionals and, you know, the equity actors who are here got to wear, and that's a really cool and very rare and very unique sort of thing to get to do.
And with a full length production, 2-hour production, I'm sure that you guys are figuring out your characters. I mean, some of it is on paper, like you mentioned, but you're putting also your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Since you've just finished a full day of rehearsal and you have another 2 weeks pretty much, next week is all tech, putting the show up, what have you discovered about your characters that is like you, is not like you? Is it fun delving into aspects that are not your personality? Or you know, Brooke, did she really kill somebody?
Well, I will say, back in 2019 when they did the show here, I saw it. And it was an incredible production, and so it's really cool to be working with the same set pieces, the same costumes, everything that was involved in the original production. That being said, it's also difficult to make my own variation of Brooke because I have seen it live right in front of my eyes here. So making my own version of that has been a bit of a challenge, and I'm very excited to see how the finished product comes out. Something I noticed about Brooke, well, I think it's pretty obvious, but she's a fitness geek, and I'm a female version of a gym rat, if you may. So I'm at the gym almost 24/7. It's kind of one of my main hobbies, and so I found it really easy to kind of tap into that fitness instructor and that empowering the people around me, because I do that at the gym.
Sort of the focus.
Yeah. So I think that's been really easy. It's been difficult trying to balance the level of innocence in the character, because I don't know exactly if you're supposed to believe that Brooke is innocent, you know? So kind of toying with that, how vulnerable do I want to be with the audience?
Correct.
Do they want to see everything all at once, if that makes any sense?
Yeah.
So that's my experience.
It does, it's fun.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I was definitely probably one of the kids that really pushed to do this show. And so,
Probably.
I definitely was. And so that aspect of, like, I very much, for this show specifically, was doing as much as I could to make the show happen. And I was practicing months and months before the auditions because I've always wanted to do the show and do this role. And I would say Elle Woods and I are very similar. I think she's very bubbly. I think that she likes to put smiles on people's faces. She's pretty energetic. I'd say I'm a little too energetic sometimes, but I would say a way that we're different though is just, I guess she has, I mean, yeah, in the beginning her mindset is a lot different than her at the end. I would say I'm more similar to Elle at the end of the show than the beginning, but that's what makes it so fun at the beginning, because, you know, she's so obsessed with this guy and she's doing everything that she does in the end, but for different reasons. And so it's really fun to play almost two characters.
Yeah, because the character, like you mentioned at the beginning, is more star-crossed lover, and then at the end she's a more secure lawyer.
Yeah.
Which is quite quite
Yeah.
interesting to see that dynamic, that little arc.
I would also say, this Elle Woods has made a big impact on my life. I watched the movie when I was around. I've watched it many times, but I watched it once when I was 10, and for 4 years after that, I was like, I need to be a lawyer. That's what I have to do. And it was just because I watched Legally Blonde. So I just love this show, and yeah.
Let us know when you're in Harvard.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think that for me, in a lot of ways, I don't think I'm like Paulette that much. I feel like she's very like the one way that I feel like she is like me. She's very like, I do not know a better way to phrase this, but I want to say like chonga. Like I don't know. Like does that make sense? I don't know a better way to phrase it, but she's very like loud. She doesn't really care about people, how people perceive her. Like
She leads with her heart.
she leads with her heart, even if like she says some things that like some people may be like, but I think at the end she's a lot. I want to say she's like more like how I am now, and like she finds where she was always meant to be, and I feel like I'm seeing Paul as like a very like spiritual person. Like she finds like Elle literally lands at her salon by chance, and then Elle like helps her save her dog. And all these things that at the end she
and yet she helps Elle too. I mean, Elle comes to a situation, a campus. She has no friends. She's looked down upon. She's made fun of. And yet her first real friend is Paulette.
Because I feel like Elle and Paulette, like they just like sort of understood each other because they're very much alike, even though they're different. Like Paulette could have been a Delta Nu if she Paulette could have been a Delta Nu if she was like lived in California and she like grew up there, but they have very much, I feel like, the same sort of like thing going on.
Similar energy.
Yeah.
And Timothy,
Yes.
you start off, I mean, your character is a professor who's
Yes.
no nonsense, gotta get
Very.
the work done, but then you wonder if there's something else to this professor.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I feel like this is a really challenging role for me to play since I haven't really like played a lot of antagonist or villain in shows in the past.
I know. Timmy's the sweetest.
This is like an
Sweetest.
absolute opposite, like how I act like every day. So, but yeah, and also another thing is that like I'm so used to like the original Broadway recording and just like trying to make it my own. It's been kind of challenging because I want to do the things like the guy did in the Broadway version, but you know, it would be better to like
So if this character is opposite of who you are,
yes.
how do you get your mindset into delving into this character? Is it just fun to play a villain? You've
I've
played
played a villain before.
played a villain before.
On stage and
On
sometimes
stage
in
and
real
all.
life. When
Oh.
no kidding, sort of.
When Kevin didn't let us do Les Mis. I'm joking.
Well,
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
talk about that.
Well, I mean, I think one of the things is that a villain never thinks that they're a villain. They are always thinking they're doing the right thing. Darth Vader thought he was doing the right thing. You know, Voldemort. He who must not be named.
What was that?
Thought that he was doing the right thing. So like that is one of the keys. If you have like just as much as Elle Woods needs to believe in herself, Professor Callahan is not doing anything because he believes he's doing harm or he thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's teaching these kids the right thing.
And yet he's a little self-absorbed.
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah. I think it is easy to kind of like slip in that mindset when you're playing a villain, like, oh, I'm just doing this out of like pure evil. But there's like some other intention. And even if they're morally corrupt, like they still have like a reason for the things they're doing. So I think that's a good thing to think about character.
So how is it with the songs? I mean, how easy or how difficult is it to put the songs together? And I'm assuming that there's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of movement, not necessarily choreographed movement, but definitely your characters and scenes, not necessarily a musical number. How is it, as a director, putting them through their paces and you guys taking the direction and sort of figuring out what your character's doing all the time you're on stage?
Well, for me, that's the fun stuff. That's the fun part of how do we tell the story. And again, not copying what Riverside did before, not copying what was on Broadway, but taking looking at the script and looking at what the story is and trying to make the story, fun and exciting, but also like the dances help tell a story. It's not dance for dance sake, but you're telling an emotion or an energy or something like that. So that's the fun part for me. And for this show, a show like this that I know the kids love so much, a lot of times our job is a lot easier because they already have the show memorized. They know the songs. So, putting, Giselle, for instance, to put her on the spot, when we blocked her song the first week, the big song, Ireland, right away when we were running through it, she didn't even need, we hadn't worked on the vocals with her yet, and we just played the song with the instrumentals, and she just sang it, and sang it well, and jumped right in. Timmy did the exact same thing when we did his song, his big song too. So, that's the thing that makes our job a lot easier, when they already know it, they're already into it, and they're doing their work on their own. Which again is very much like the professional actors we have coming here, who they fly in from New York and they are already off book. They already know their songs. They're already on top of it. So these guys are just doing the same exact job that they would if and when they become professional actors.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you guys you did your research.
Yeah.
Before rehearsals, and so the next 2 weeks pretty much is just having fun.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
embellishing and coloring your character even more for the audience. Again, we want to invite everyone to come to see Legally Blonde, July 18th and 19th, 2 performances each day. These are 4 of the great cast members that are in the show, so please, you must come and see the show. Now, you're all veterans, and I mean this in the kindest way, although 3 of you have just graduated high school and are going on to college, and Timmy is last year of high school. What has being part of the Riverside Theater Education Program done for you? What experiences have you learned? Will it help you on your next adventure in life?
I think for me, because I'm from Miami, and so I come here every.
Sorry.
I come here. Oh really?
Yeah.
I come here every summer, and so this program, I feel like the only way to learn things is by doing them. And here, I've had a chance. Like I've been trusted with being able to play solo characters and like things that like characters that I haven't been, like, for example, like in my school, like it's very competitive and very much, so I learned different things. Here, like, I am trusted to sort of like develop a character, and the only way I can learn is by doing it. Like, for example, last year, when we did Shrek Jr., I played the dragon. It was so fun. I think it was one of like the first times I had like a song by myself on stage. It was very scary, and I definitely felt that I wasn't like my best self performance wise, just because I'd never performed like that by myself in a show. And so I feel like that was so helpful to me, just to like know what I should do on stage, what I shouldn't, how to get in my head so that I'm not freaked out that there's like a million people in front of me. And so hopefully this year, I mean every year you're improving, but I hope this year it's like I've learned things from that and from other shows I've done here. But I think it's just very like, it's taught me so much. And it's definitely like, even doing this podcast, like I've never done anything like this. And so I'm nervous obviously, but oh my god, I'm rambling. But like, it's like just doing stuff, like the things that are done here for professional actors. Cause like I've seen this podcast and it's done with like, I think Ben Frankenhauer was here, like, and he did when they did Mystic Pizza, and I watched it and like I recognized this room and I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. But okay, someone else go.
Okay. That was really good though. For me, I would say Riverside just completely changed me as a person in the best way. I mean, it's really funny. The first show I did here was Beauty and the Beast Jr.
Oh my gosh.
And Yeah, and what's crazy about that is nobody remembers me being in that show. I talk about it, and they're like, oh, you were in that? I don't remember you. I was really quiet, and Riverside was the theater and the place where I really learned myself and how to be me, and now I walk into the theater and I'm probably the loudest person in there, but it's okay because I'm having so much fun and I feel so comfortable to speak and to, you know, to do all these things in front of just my theater family, and it just feels like my second family, really. And so
that's great.
it's very sad to leave, but I'm really glad that I
For now.
For now.
For now.
I will be coming back. It's not an if, it's a when. But it's so nice knowing that I had this opportunity and that it really changed me for the better. So
That's wonderful. Timothy?
Doing Riverside Theater is like, you know, it's helped me like be a lot more confident in myself and like, you know, be more social with other people. And, you know, it feels so nice to like be in an environment where like, you know, everyone's friendly and like, everyone's open to, you know, have a conversation and stuff. And it's really like made me love theater. Like, you know, before doing like any Riverside show, like I wasn't interested in theater or like musicals at all. And like I've really grown like appreciation for musical theater and just like theater work in general. So I'm really grateful to have Riverside in my life.
Excellent. We like young people to say, we appreciate theater. Yes, we want more of it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Caitlin?
I grew up with Riverside. I've been here since I was maybe 5. I've been here for a really long time. The first show I did was an iRascals camp. We still have iRascals, right? Maybe?
No.
No?
Well, that's why we do so many kids.
But yeah, we do a lot of
Yeah.
kids shows now. But before the kids shows, we had iRascals, and I was in a lot of those. And I think Riverside, at least to me, is probably the place where I've had the most core memories growing up. This is literally my second home. I've met so many interesting and lovely people from this place. I think that without Riverside, I probably wouldn't have known what theater is, if I'm honest. And it's definitely helped me develop a great passion for the arts. I'm pursuing music in college now. I'm doing a double major, doing creative writing, and I'm doing music studies, and might even do musical theater minor. There's so many opportunities that I have because I had so many amazing people from Riverside supporting me. I think that it's so amazing to have a local program like this for kids to be able to come and learn about theater, because I don't know, in the world we live in right now, the arts are kind of fading out, and I think that it's so important that we have these younger generations that are coming and learning about theater, especially like shows like these, Legally Blonde. We still have some younger kids in the cast, I think 13, 12, 13? Yeah, well, maybe not younger, but teenagers that are also harboring a passion for theater through camps like this and programs like this, and I think that's amazing. So huge thank you to Riverside. Love this place.
And kudos to Kevin and Debbie.
Absolutely.
Who have worked really hard. How does it make you feel when you hear these testimonials from these young people about the experiences that they've gone through and how it has affected their lives, in essence?
Well, I mean, it's amazing. You know I'm a softie. I'm going to get choked up. But it really is. These guys are amazing. This is why we do it. We do it for all of you guys. I mean, just hearing the things you say about it confirms, you know, what we try and make the program to be. We want it to be a program where, you know, students can feel safe and feel protected, and also more importantly than anything else, that they can feel free to fail. That failure is a big part of the arts. There's so many things that we try and it doesn't work out, so then you try the next thing, and then you pick yourself up again, and you keep going. And so whether it's you don't get the part you want, or you keep trying, and then, you know, you will find your way. Whether it's you're doing your first song and you're not sure if you're gonna, you know, strong enough doing it, well then you get through that, and then you'll do your next one. But what we try and do is create an environment where they can try and they can succeed, and they can also fail, but then we learn from that failure. We won't make them feel bad about it. we may make fun of them for that. But we do that in a way.
In a loving way.
In a loving way, because sometimes that's the best you can do is just laugh at it. And then from the laughter, then that's how we get stronger. And we, I mean, how many times do I say to all of you guys, we're going to try this thing. It's probably going to look really, really dumb. So we'll try it. And sometimes it works out. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, that looked kind of dumb. Let's not do that. So, so that's same for me as well. So we have a chance, all of us, whether it's the staff, whether it's the students, to try out things. And so I'm glad to hear that it sounds like they felt the same way. Yeah. So that's always great.
So Legally Blonde, the musical, July 18 and 19. If you were to do like a little 30-second commercial or a plea to people to come and see you, what would it be? We'll start with Elle Woods.
All right.
Okay.
30 seconds. It is an incredible show. It has some of the most fun music that a musical could have. It has some really funny parts, some really sentimental parts, and there's so much that happens that you do not want to miss, so you have to go.
I think it's something that's just very enjoyable. A lot of people don't want to see like something that's like I know my whatever. Oh my god. It's just very enjoyable overall. Like, you're gonna have a good time. The plot is very understandable. Like, it's just something that for everyone. Like, you can be older and enjoy it, younger. But I think everyone on stage is genuinely having a good time, because I know I'm having it. Like, being Paulette, she's my owl, and like, that's just, I don't know, like, it's just like such a good time, and everyone has a good time. So, yeah.
Thank you.
The show has a really powerful message, and it's so much fun to do. And like, just watching it, you want to be up on stage, like, with them doing all the choreo and stuff. So
so you're inviting people to come up on stage?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
thank you.
Just a very fun show.
Caitlin?
Is that the camera? Okay.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Brooke Wyndham. You have to come see this show because it is a beautiful story, empowering tale. You've got several amazing actors. I like to think I'm pretty okay myself. There's an amazing director that's a part of it. So it's pink, it's vibrant, and it's about Harvard. Who doesn't love Harvard? Don't answer that. Definitely come see it.
All right.
We're trying to work on Caitlin with her shyness, if you couldn't.
Oh yes, of course. I'm a little timid, very camera shy. This is horrifying.
You're doing very well with that.
We're working on it.
Well, I want to thank Ellie and Giselle and Timothy and Caitlin for coming in today and talking to us. And thank you, my friend, for sharing some time with me hosting here.
Yes.
Thrilled that this program and this show is going to be on our stage. And again, it is a cast that is 13 to 20-year-olds. Very incredibly talented. You will love to see them perform on stage. So please, please, please come to see the show. You will not want to miss it, and you will regret if you don't.
Deeply.
So thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you
very much. And we want to thank our executive producer, CEO, John Moses, and Alan D. Cornell, our artistic director, for their leadership. And we want to thank you for watching this episode of Backstage Chat. Until next time, I'm Oscar Sales.